benefit from that kind of expertise, that kind of community involvement. I mean,
the best practices, the basic
across multiple levels. It just makes business sense.
Yep.
Dare I say business sense, because it's a shame, because there's a lot of hardworking individuals who invest their time and what little money they have to provide for themselves, their family, and you know what? Because of no fault of their own, they do what they do well. They just don't run the business as well as they provide the services.
Well, and Lord knows, running a business in America isn't super easy. You've got a lot of paperwork, and and then you add on to that level, maybe English isn't your first language. So, I mean, having some support of best practices around basic, business.
Well, think about the landscape of the city of Worcester.
Yeah,
it's not like we have a deficiency in the number of restaurants.
Right.
And he himself said it. It's not just about the Canal District, or Shrewsbury Street, or West Boylston Street. I mean, there are diamonds in the rough here, jewels of restaurants that actually, we all go to.
Sure, those little hole in the walls that we love.
The hole in the walls that you go get a great meal for a low cost, and unfortunately, that low cost is because the proprietor doesn't know that just for an extra buck or two, multiplied by 100 plates for the week, means additional revenue that can sustain and maintain what they're doing. So, I mean, they're going up against. Or
maybe there's ways to keep the cost what it is by changing up some of the stuff you're doing, like hiring, purchasing, like you were talking about in bulk and with partners and stuff.
It's a competitive market, especially in this town. I mean, we are booming. I mean, we don't lack for restaurants and diversity.
But with that boom does come a shortage of folks that are ready to go to get hired. Yeah, so that's why, and that's why part of what we're doing at the board and at the Career Center, and in partnership with the Worcester Jobs Fund, and then projects like the Working Cities Worcester and the Urban Agenda, is to create more capacity around training for, hey, let's get people trained up so they can walk into those jobs.
Food and beverage, right?
Customer service,
hospitality in terms of the hotels that we're talking about.
Yeah,
front desk, managers, supervisors, shifts, supervisors, and things of that nature. There's a lot of growth potential.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't look at it as just entry-level positions.
We're also looking at the food production jobs. So, like, for instance, Table Talk Pies, they're expanding. New location, going to be expanding their lines, their production lines. But, working on a production line is different in food than it is in, say, plastics or regular manufacturing, right? So we're teaming up.
Taste the product on its way across the.
You got to stick your finger in each pie. That's what I would do.
That's lemon.
That's lemon chocolate.
That's a chocolate eclair. I like that one.
That's your quality control process.
That's the job I wanted. I wanted to work at Table Talk. I did.
You did?
I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to. I really did. And then I was the lot boy at St. Patrick Subaru.
A lot boy.
Yeah.
Now that sounds a little weird.
I wore a lot of hats. I would detail cars. I would drive cars.
Oh, lot boy! Can we get a lot boy out here? We need a lot boy. And then you'd come up. Yes, sir. What can I do, sir?
I don't know.
Do you have your chamois with you? We need you to chamois that.
I don't know why you have to pick on my,
You were the one who brought up. I mean, you could have phrased that like, "Oh, I worked at a dealership," or you're like, "Oh, I was a lot boy."
That was the name. That was the title of the position, Jeff.
You know what? That might be another, like, one of the quizzes in the future.
Quiz.
Like,
what was Jen's first job?
No. Just like this position is called lot boy, and they, like, that would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Anyway,
so
let me guess. You were the prototypical paper boy on a Technic side of things, right, man? I did the Sunday route, and my daddy would drive me up and down the street. Especially when it's cold.
I'm talking about my daddy and my paper route. That was a tough route. I had a lot of hills.
Yes.
No, never did paper. My brother did it. I filled in for him once. I screwed it up.
Oh, yeah. I hated to fill in.
You had those straps with the bags, with the canvas bags?
Sunday papers were the worst. When you had to, like, fill in on the Sunday paper, you really didn't even know what, they're like, go down to the corner. There'll be a bundle.
Yeah.
Here's the bag, and go at it. And, okay.
Let's think about that network they created, like...
All 3 floors on this one? No, 2 floors. That was like...
Well, the worst was I had to go around once I filled in. I had to go around with the little envelopes, and people would collect. If they were, hey, you on light this week?
Ching, ching, the change.
Kind of crazy, right? Yeah.
Here's the tips.
What a crazy system we had developed.
Yeah, I remember.
But now it's like, out the window, I think. Are there still paper boys? No, you know what? They contract now with, like, an adult that does it. They drive around, they throw it out. So here's a job that used to be done by all these kids, is now done by probably a retiree or someone who... that's their job, is to drive around with the route.
So actually, then, do you get residuals for that? Because wasn't it your father who used to drive you around, and you'd like chuck it from the car because it was too cold, Joffrey? Is that what happened?
That's not what happened. I see.
Come on, Joff. Come on, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
No. My dad was you're on your own, buddy. Go. That's your job. Let's go. Get out there. It's cold.
That's right.
I don't care.
As well it should be.
My dad. You remember the boss from the movie Glengarry Glen Ross? Remember, he was like,
oh yes.
First, we're gonna have a contest. First prize a Cadillac. Second prize steak ice.
You know who that actor was?
Alec Baldwin, right?
No.
Yeah, that's Alec Baldwin.
Oh, he was the boss.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey was in.
Al Pacino.
I think maybe
Jack Lemmon.
was Christopher Walken.
Was
I
not
think.
in that. Was not
Are
in
you
that.
sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
The leads are weak.
Roma.
I would like to see
Roma.
Alec
Al
Baldwin.
Pacino was Roma.
Yeah.
Always be close.
Hey.
Come on.
I would love to
Spacey,
see the
Jack
Alec
Lemmon.
Baldwin role played by Christopher Walken and be like, fellas,
was
the
the winning
leads are not
prize?
weak.
What was the
Maybe
winning
maybe
prize?
you're weak.
You just want to.
You see
Christopher Walken,
you see
no
this
matter what I
watch?
say right now.
This watch is more than your car's worth.
Speaking of what's
That's
more
pretty good.
than your car's worth, don't we have an episode from Kwesi's?
We do. We have another Kwesi on campus. Which
Are
campus
we
you
on
on?
campus?
Do you have a mic there? Which campus you on, Kwesi?
He has his own headset. It's a bright orange headset. I don't remember those being radio furnished.
Kwesi, do you have the ability to put on a audio file from? I've got a little surprise for you guys.
Oh boy.
This is unscripted. Do you have the ability to sync into an audio file here? I was out and about, and I was able to get a quick promo from a very famous actor. Yes, it's Jamie Foxx. Exactly.
I want to go back to the headset that Kwesi has on right now. It's like a bright orange. I mean, those are like beats. I mean, that's like serious stuff that you have on your head right now. So you're the background guy. You're the executive producer of this show.
Do you have the ability to sync it up?
All right. And
Do you have, so what's the WPI, right? Is that what you're on?
For this segment of Kwesi on Campus, since we were wrapping up summer employment, you guys were talking about, jobs you had as a youth, and the summer employment wrapped up in a few weeks, I believe Youth Works year-round will start. So with the summer ending, I went out to some of our Youth Works summer employment sites, coordinated through Worcester Community Action Council. I connected with the program managers and spoke and interviewed with some willing participants from some of the youth sites, and some of the youth gave their perspective about their summer employment, new skill sets they learned, and why they felt that their summer job was important. And many of these kids also rallied to the State House previously to fight for the state budget line. So some of them were sharing their sentiments of how much a great deal their summer job meant to them, and things they could have been doing, and the skill sets that they gained over the summer. So
All right, so are we ready to roll that?
yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Go get him, Kwesi.
Welcome, my name is Kwesi Foster, and we're here at the Friendly House located in Worcester, Massachusetts. Today, I have two YouthWorks participants named Micaiah and Tony who are willing to participate and give us their testimonials of why YouthWorks matters and their YouthWorks experience this summer here at the Friendly House.
Hello, my name is Tony Williams, and I work here at the Friendly House located in Worcester, Massachusetts with the YouthWorks.
How was your time this summer spent at the Friendly House, Tony?
Well, it was very fun. We had a lot of things to do. We got to accomplish, and at the end of the day, we went home with a paycheck, so you can't blame none.
So can you tell me about some of the skill sets you learned this summer working here at the Friendly House?
Well, I learned that I really have communication skills, because when I was working 2 years ago at Pernay, I really didn't have the talkative that I have now. Like right now, back then, I would have never been doing this right now.
So he's basically telling us he was shy a few years ago to be on camera, and now he's overcome that. YouthWorks and summer jobs give kids early work experience, and it helps them overcome attributes and things that they didn't know they had before, and develop those skills, like I mentioned earlier. So Tony, can you tell me what is your favorite part about your job placement here at Friendly House?
Well, my favorite part about it is it's in the kitchen. That's where I'm mainly at. So when we get the food done, we all know if the people is going to eat. So at the end of the day, I can go home with a satisfied thought in my mind knowing that people is eating.
So he loves to help the community, and he gets joy out of helping others, which is a great thing. I think YouthWorks matters because it helps develop and build skill sets such as Tony's communication skills, personal skills, and helping with community outreach. And so he really has a passion for community outreach, like he says. He enjoys working here at the Friendly House, which is one of our YouthWorks sites. And I thank you for doing the interview with me today, Tony.
You're welcome.
Kwesi Foster here, once again at the Friendly House with Micaiah. She is another YouthWorks employee for the summer. So Micaiah, can you tell me a little bit about the services that Friendly House offers and what they do?
Friendly House offers a variety of things, but their main focus is making sure that the children and families feel comfortable coming here and being able to talk to the staff members and people who work here. Friendly House really likes providing for the kids and making sure they have a fun summer, and that's why I really enjoy working here, and the kids love it, and I love that the kids love it. So my favorite part was working with the kids and really getting to know some of the kids and how they are and what their favorite things are, so I could provide for them.
So can you tell myself and the people out there, what is one thing that you learned from this summer experience that you didn't know prior to starting a few weeks ago?
I definitely learned structure and organizational skills. It really helps working with children because sometimes it gets chaotic, but you have to bring them down to reality and get them into a group and get them settled. So I think that really helped me improve my skills working with children.
Great. And so can you tell myself and the viewers out there watching, why do you think and feel that early work experience is important to people and why summer jobs are good for youth?
I think early work experience is really good for the youth because I think we take our parents for granted when they work all day and we just sit at home and we ask for a lot of money, and I think it gives us an opportunity to realize like what our parents' life kind of really is and how we work and how we get checks and stuff like that. So I think something like that would really improve and impact someone who just thinks that they can get things on a silver platter when in reality you have to work for what you get.
If you could change one thing about the program, what would you change?
Honestly, I don't think I would change anything, but if I was to change one thing about the program, it would be like a lot more youth workers to see, or like to have them just come for training or just experience one day and volunteer, just to see like how it is with the kids and in the kitchen, places so they can see like, oh, this is what it's like, because a lot of people ask like, how is it working at Friendly House? And it's kind of like I have to explain everything, but it's like, if they got a chance to see into my world, they would understand perfectly.
So can you tell me about your volunteering experience prior to starting Youth Works this summer?
My volunteering experience was really nice, really cool. I really love working with the children, so it just gave me more time to work with them, even though with the Youth Works program I only get a couple of weeks. I think those 3 extra weeks really helped me improve as well, and I love it here, so that's why I did it.
All right, can you tell people about your career goals that you have in your foreseen future?
Some of my career goals is working in the pre-law business or in business. I think working here at Friendly House made me not go into criminal justice for pre-law, but work with children and work in their cases and, trying to be on their side and let the children know that, there is someone here for you. Not everyone is against you. And I think something like that, I think working with the kids so long that really made me help me, choose that path.
That's good to hear. You've heard it here first today at the Friendly House why Youth Works matters and why developing skill sets and career pathways are important. And I'd like to thank Makaya and Tony for participating today in our interview on why Youth Works matters. Thank you. Hi, my name is Kwesi Foster at one of our Youth Works sites at Essential Home Care with Naomi. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. So how has your Youth Works experience been so far this summer?
It's been really good. It's been really helpful.
So can you tell me about some of the new things that you learned during your Youth Works job placement this summer that you didn't know a few weeks ago?
Well, I learned how to communicate better with people. And I learned how to work better with keeping information in the computer, like how to work with all the programs they use.
So like Microsoft applications
and how to create all the paperwork for them to use.
Oh, nice. So do you like working in an office setting?
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
So what was your favorite part of working here at Essential Home Care this summer?
It's like the people I work with, they're really nice and professional when they really need to be, and it's really good. They're really helpful, so I really like that. And then I really like just being in a calm setting, trying to get to know people and stuff.
So if you could tell the viewers watching one thing why youth works matters and why summer jobs are important to youth, what would you tell them?
I think it really matters because it really helps people get out there, and it helps them find new opportunities. Like right now with me, I got the opportunity to work here for the summer, and now I can stay here working full time.
Oh, nice. Well, that's great. Turn into a full opportunity for you.
Yeah.
So, Naomi, can you tell me why do you feel early work experience is important to our youth today?
It's important because it gives them an opportunity to learn if they want to continue with that career they're starting off with. I used to study forensic science, and now I'm like rethinking because maybe I want to do like home care or nursing because it looks really interesting. And I see the nurses and the home care people come in and ask questions about how they can help the clients here.
So do you think YouthWorks is a good program?
Yes, it's really good.
And earlier today I was at the Friendly House before coming here at Essential Home Care, and I met with a student named Tony and Makaya, and they spoke about the same thing, that YouthWorks helped them develop skill sets and hidden attributes that they didn't know they had. And one of the main keys that I've heard youth throughout the whole summer state that YouthWorks has helped build their communication skills, overall organization, and just being dedicated to committing hours to a job. And most of them have turned their summer job places to full year-round jobs or internships, or continue to volunteer with the YouthWorks summer job placement sites. Once again, YouthWorks matters, and thank you for all the youth who participated this summer in summer employment.
Impressive interview, Kwesi.
Yeah, real in depth there with those young people. Pretty
some challenging questions.
Pretty impressive young people too, huh?
Good feedback.
They were very good. They spoke well. They the case managers picked them out of a selection of youth and said they'd be a really good fit for the interview. And I didn't have to prep the kids as much. Most of them were already. I guess growing up in a social media age, most of them were playing in front of their cameras anyway. So it gave me a sense of who was very social and comfortable in front of the camera. And one thing a lot of the kids did say they picked up on was financial literacy and communication throughout the summer of the curriculums that they were taught by their facilitators throughout their different work placement sites. I think that was really big, being the fact that I was communicating with them, and they all spoke about their communication skills being developed throughout the summer. And some of them were shy, some of them didn't know how to do time management. So you spoke about good skill sets that they picked up throughout the course of the summer, which I think was a very vital part.
So well-rounded learning experience.
Yes.
And that's why that program is so valuable for the youth of our community, because they probably, they don't necessarily have the network, the personal network and resources to otherwise be involved in a job opportunity like that. So.
And an intangible is that, by the sounds of it too, and it speaks to it, is a self-esteem and a confidence level in what they probably haven't tapped into before, and realizing now that given the opportunity, I can elevate my game, if you will, and be able to tackle this on a more consistent and comfortable basis. Kind of like Kwesi's kind of comfortable with that headset back there. One Air. We're going to call him One Air. One Air.
So we're going to move on. We've got a mailbag segment.
Yeah, you seem distracted there for a moment.
Well, I was looking to see
the agenda.
I was looking to see if I had the. I've got on my phone. I don't know if you have on the flash drive the mailbag intro music.
Yep, I do.
So why don't we can you? I know it's going to take you a second to probably open that.
No, I haven't.
We weren't sure we were going to get to it today. Do you know what that's from?
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
This is from Blue's Clues. Edited from. That was nice. All right, so this month on the Working Watch, we received an email from Imelda in South Worcester who asks how she can get more information about starting her own business.
Wow, perfect. Perfect for today's theme after Professor Mendez was here. What is the question?
How she can go about getting more information about starting
a business.
So what's the answer you mean?
What was the answer? Sorry.
So the answer is she can start at the Career Center. We have a monthly workshop. It's an introduction to entrepreneurship. We do that down in Milford. We do it in Worcester on a regular basis. We actually in Worcester have guests come in from the Center for Women in Enterprise to lead that. In Milford, I think you do it in-house, or do you have guests?
We do, but sometimes we bring in guest panelists from the industry, from various industries. Exploring entrepreneurship is
Yeah.
what we call it. And we bring about, again, either representatives from an SBA or from a business marketing perspective or an industry to speak on, certifications, best practices. Again, kind of in line with what we were talking about earlier today in the show. Just people have some great ideas, have the drive and the courage to get involved with a business, an entrepreneurial spirit, and it's a matter of properly having a strategic approach to your business and a business plan and marketing and things of that nature. So,
and thankfully too, there's a lot of other resources beyond that introduction email workshop. There's a ton of groups out there that can assist. The Small Business Development Center at Clark, the Small Business Administration. They have a lot of great resources that are
does
available.
SCORE still do a program? And
They do, the
SCORE?
Senior Corps
Yes,
retiree,
yes.
right?
I actually
Retired.
reached out to them in a previous life. I had reached out to SCORE.
I did too.
Yeah.
I didn't act on my business plan. Do you remember it was going to be the most extreme king of the hill?
That's right.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
I still think that's a bona fide business hit right there.
Well, I'm thinking Armenian restaurant myself, but I'm not going to go down